Tomato and pepper growers are always chasing one thing: heavier yields in the same amount of space. After years of trial and error, I found one simple ingredient that consistently pushes both plants into aggressive fruiting. It's something most gardeners already have in their pantry, yet very few use it correctly in the garden. That ingredient is Epsom salt, and when applied the right way, a single tablespoon can unlock the kind of blooming and fruit setting you normally only see in commercial high-performance gardens. Let's break down exactly why it works, how to use it, how to avoid common mistakes, and how to integrate it into a full feeding system that makes tomatoes and peppers produce earlier, heavier, and with better flavour. Epsom salt works because it delivers two nutrients tomatoes and peppers burn through quickly: magnesium and sulphur. These minerals drive chlorophyll formation, which means stronger leaves, faster nutrient absorption, and more efficient photosynthesis. When a plant can photosynthesize more efficiently, it produces more sugars, and these sugars are what fuel blossoms and eventually fruits. Tomatoes and peppers are what gardeners call magnesium-hungry crops. Without enough magnesium, they show yellowing between leaf veins, slow growth, blossom drop, weak flowers, and thin fruit walls. Even in good soil, the high demand of these plants often outpaces the available magnesium, especially in containers or raised beds. That's why a single tablespoon at the right time can cause noticeable improvements within days. The sulphur helps plants create essential amino acids, which strengthens stems, improves disease resistance, and boosts overall plant vigor. This method only works if applied at the right growth stages. The first timing is right after transplanting, when roots are establishing and the plant needs nutrient support. The second timing is right before flowering, the stage when magnesium and sulphur demands spike. Many gardeners wait until the fruiting stage to feed, but by then the plant has already set its production pace. Early feeding makes the biggest difference. For tomatoes and peppers growing in containers, the demand is even higher because nutrients wash out faster. A consistent light application once every 3 to 4 weeks keeps growth strong without overwhelming the plant. There are two reliable methods: soil application and foliar feeding. Soil feeding is the safest and most beginner-friendly. Foliar feeding works faster, but only when done correctly. For soil feeding, mix 1 tablespoon of Epsom salt into 1 gallon of water. Stir until fully dissolved. Water the plant at the base, soaking the soil thoroughly. This gives the roots direct access to the magnesium and sulphur. 1 gallon is enough for 2 medium plants, or 1 large tomato. For foliar feeding, you'll want to reduce the strength so the leaves do not burn. Mix half a tablespoon per gallon of water. Then spray directly onto the leaves early in the morning or late in the evening, making sure to cover both the top and bottom surfaces. This gives your plants a quick absorption boost within just a few hours. Never apply dry granules directly to the stem or crown of the plant. They can actually pull moisture away from those tender tissues and, lead to minor burn spots. Always mix it with water. Epsom salt is not a replacement for a balanced fertilizer. It acts more as a booster, supporting the plant when it needs specific mineral support. You can safely combine it with your standard tomato fertilizer, compost tea, fish emulsion, or, well, any organic feeding system you prefer. For a balanced routine, feed your tomatoes and peppers with a high phosphorus fertilizer every 2 weeks once flowering begins. On the alternate weeks, apply the Epsom salt solution. This alternation keeps nutrients consistent and prevents deficiencies. If you're growing in containers, you may need to feed slightly more often because nutrients wash out quickly. One reliable schedule is Week 1, tomato fertilizer. Week 2, Epsom salt solution. Week 3, tomato fertilizer. Week 4, Epsom salt solution. This rhythm maintains strong growth without overwhelming your plants with too many inputs. Now, the biggest reason gardeners don't see results is simply using too much. More is not always better with Epsom salt, you know. A tablespoon per gallon is plenty. Anything stronger can disrupt soil balance and actually reduce fruiting. Another mistake folks make is applying it to stressed, underwatered or diseased plants. Epsom salt boosts healthy plants, but it cannot fix poor watering habits, compacted soil, nutrient neglect or root problems. Always pair it with good cultural practices like deep watering, mulching, good airflow and stable temperatures around the roots. Some gardeners also skip the early application and only feed during fruiting. By then, the plant's growth pattern is set. You'll get some benefit, but not the full heavy yield this method can produce. A gardener with 10-gallon containers might mix 2 gallons of solution and water each plant thoroughly every 3 to 4 weeks. Another gardener using in-ground beds may apply 1 gallon of solution per plant at the bloom stage only, and still see 20 to 40% more fruit set. For peppers that struggle to set fruit during heat, a foliar spray during the cool morning can support leaf strength and reduce blossom drop. For tomatoes in sandy soil, a monthly soil drench maintains enough magnesium to keep foliage deep green and productive. A single tablespoon of Epsom salt won't magically fix every issue in the garden, but when used at the right time, in the right amount, and with a consistent feeding rhythm, it becomes a powerful tool for heavier, healthier harvests of tomatoes and peppers. Gardeners who add this to their routine often notice a visible difference in blossom count, fruit size, and overall plant vigor. If you want more real, practical gardening guidance like this, make sure you subscribe to Gentle Herb Living and share this guide with fellow growers who want better yields this season. Let's keep building stronger, more productive gardens together.